I'm not going to be using this because I think it's very silly, and because I don't want to play this game with my face in it. It's just... no. How do you take this game serious? I want to enjoy the playthrough. How am I supposed to take it serious if I see my stupid face on Leon? With a Vine Shroom vest. It looks awesome. I'm sure there's people that are gonna love to do this for some unknown reason, and Jackal did an amazing job. But... I went to, Brooklyn. They have there's a place called Rollin' Roaster that I really like. They have roast beef sandwich with cheese. It's really, really good. And they have a sign outside of it that says peace and love in the parking lot. And I can't read peace and love without thinking of it as a threat from Ringo. Like my own stupid jokes. Well, Ringo had something to do with this too, but now when I see peace and love, I don't take it as like, yeah, kumbaya, man. I see it as I'm warning you. With extreme violence. Can't they just arm all of these dudes? Why do they have to give them like wooden shields and maces and fucking... you know, like spiked balls? I feel like whoever is, you know, in charge of this island's security, they're not doing a great job. What in the world were they eating here? Chef Boyardee, pretzels, and just random meat. Is that... is that Doc Brown? And Marty from Back to the Future? Yes, it is. I'm telling you, dude. There's a guy named Pepe Sylvia! Kid Rock? You mean Kid Dracula? Because there's like a bit of a rumor based on the shadow. Also, Sakurai loves to troll. I want to say something. Watching it again, I realized that Sakurai is a master at... like, first he'll give you, like, when, you know, when Dark Samus, or rather, Crom was revealed, which I know not a lot of people are into that, but when Crom was revealed, you got to see the level for a second. So you get a chance for, like, a couple seconds to figure it out on your own. That is masterful. Sakurai is a master troll, and he really knows how to make hype trailers. I'm gonna use that word. I'm going to use that word, and I'm going to stick by it because, you know, between Luigi fucking dying by going into the wrong castle, and then the DK stuff at the end with the boss compilation, I mean, you just get a couple seconds to figure it out on your own before it happens, and then you feel good. That's why these Smash events are so fucking awesome, because it's not just like, here's the facts. You get little hints, you get like DDD being an asshole with Sakurai trolling through DDD. 2 chairs, 1 yellow, 1 purple. What do they mean? There's actually legit speculation that the chairs are a secret. They are a secret message from Sakurai to us that Waluigi will be in the game, and I'm not entirely unconvinced that Waluigi will eventually show up as a DLC character. People are saying Gino is next. I mean, that's fine. I'd be down for that. I think there's other characters that I would like, but if they're gonna really listen to the fans, and they're gonna deliver Gino, that's gonna be awesome. Gino is from Super Mario RPG. That is correct. Yes, that is correct. In fact, it is not Gino from Gino's Cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. You know what my dream characters are. I've told you before. Chrono, Doom Marine, those are my 2. Steve is your dream character from Minecraft? Oh yeah. People are saying they wanted Ashley to be in the game. I really don't understand how she's that popular of a character. You know, I like to joke about it, but I genuinely don't, like, I really don't see Ashley being a character. Like, I get why people like her. I think I get it, at least. And she's got music, and she's basically, what's her name? Aubrey Plaza? This is awesome. It's just a Muppet. It's just a Muppet! Nope. They just have monsters. They're creating fucking monsters that live under your bed. This is how you're supposed to do this. Not that. You're not supposed to miss 3 times in a row. So, yeah, essentially, as a GTA fan and a Red Dead fan, like, they're not... I think the hype for them is always fucking massive. I just want to be a cowboy. I like the exploration element. I liked finding random shit. Fight bears. But, again, if there's an online mode, cool. I hope it doesn't take another 5 years between online mode and the release of another game. Don't pull a Valve. Please. I say that with love. With peace and love. Tried to open the door by shooting it. Shame that didn't work. I still say that Ashley's one of the least annoying escort missions in video games because she doesn't get in the way. I mean, sure, she screams. She, you know, she says a lot of scream things, which is annoying. But when you're actually doing the, when you actually have her following you, she gets out of the way. She hides in a dumpster. She doesn't scream a lot. She doesn't say a lot. She's just, you know, it doesn't burden or hinder the gameplay. What about Serana? Well, Serana's not an escort quest. Serana is, like, better at the game than I am. Serana escorts me. Yeah, that's right. Vin, we're getting Monster Hunter? Another one? Which one? The one on the Switch? World for PC. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You're gonna love it. If you haven't played it yet, it might be my favorite Monster Hunter ever. Says every casual. Fuck you. But I mean, there are people that won't play Smash Ultimate because nothing can replace Melee. You know what I mean? You know, you kind of can't please everybody, so don't try. You know, just do what you feel is... Do what you feel is right, of course, Luke. But it's not, I think it's just a great... It looks beautiful. It plays great. You know, it's accessible, but there's still depth to it. It's still challenging. In that game, there's more time of me exploring and fighting, and less time in an inventory, less time mining, picking up, like, berries over and over and over and over and over again. And so, for me, that's what I like. The quality of life stuff of World makes it amazing. So, as I said before, PC players, if you haven't played it yet, and you're a Monster Hunter fan, I think you're gonna love this one.
Is that all straight? Thank
Exclusive. You. Oh, man. I gotta get that. I'm saving up for it. I don't think I have...
What are you selling?
I don't think I have enough things to sell that I can make the money for that.
Thank you.
But that is a now 100 ammo shotgun. You can't finish the mask. You missed the eye. Okay, so then screw it.
Thank you. What
Let's
are
do
you
it.
buying? Is that all?
100!
Come back.
I will never have to reload this thing again, which means shotgun ammo is now a plague. Oh, good thing I got these shotgun shells. Wouldn't want to miss those. Vinny, have you ever been scammed by someone on the street who tries to get you to listen to his SoundCloud raps? Okay, so... No, because I'm aware of what they do, which is... A lot of times they'll hand you one of their CDs, they'll give you their mixtape, and then as you start walking away and you say, oh, thank you, they're like, oh, that'll be $10. And then you say, no. No, take it back. They're like, no, 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 it's yours now. No, 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 no. How about, okay, alright, $8, $8. No, you'll like it, you'll like it. And, you know, if you're not assertive, you might get scammed. You might not want to argue with someone in the street who just gave you a CD. You know, you could just give it back, or as some people in chat are saying, fuck you. You just say fuck you and then drop it. But if you think about it, let's think this through. So, let's say 5 people a day buy your CD. That's not a lot. But that's still 50 bucks. They may never listen to your music, but that's 50 bucks. How much does it take to make these things? $1.50? Alright, now you sell 10. That's 100 bucks a day. Alright? Say if you're in Times Square, and your hustle is like on point, and you're really good at it, and you get some really gullible people, you might make a couple $100 a day. Or if you're Viper the rapper, you make thousands of dollars a day because you're like handing them 30 CDs. Have you ever met Spider-Man? I met the real Spider-Man, that's right. Yeah, he was in Times Square. The suit didn't fit, it was like really big. Yeah, Batman is there, Mickey Mouse is there. How many of those do you think are actually licensed and approved? Like people with, like, registered licenses, as opposed to the amount of people that bought a smelly suit on eBay that doesn't fit them, and they just walk around, like, busking for money. I want to see your Batman license now, sir. Just separate them from that head, which just drags them down. It's an unnecessary thing. I feel like head explosions don't happen enough in video games. The way they happen in this game is so absurdly satisfying. And yet, it still never manages to reach the level of Chris Redfield punching a boulder. Yo, is punching the boulder a way to describe jumping the shark for video games yet? For those that don't know, I'm sure you've heard the phrase jump the shark. But what you need to know is that Fonz from the Happy Days television show, in its later seasons, actually jet skied over a shark. That's what you need to know. It's important that you know that, because that's where it came from. And then after that happened, the show's quality never recovered. It took a real insane dive, and the writers just got more and more ridiculous. Now there's an opposite to that, which is called growing the beard. When you grow the beard, that means that your show is actually improving. And that's based on Riker's beard from Star Trek The Next Generation, because when Riker grew a beard, it's synonymous with the show's quality improving. He didn't have a beard in the first season. He had a beard in the second season, which, you know, was a decent beard. By the time the third season hits, Riker's beard was full and dignified, and the show's writing got really good. Vinny, thank you for explaining it like we're 6. You're welcome, little Timmy. Did you know that Fonzie was a character in the Happy Days television show? How's Vine Cult going? It's good, we're accepting new members all the time. Isn't a real cult illegal, though? There are rules against cults, right? I mean, there's gotta be some kind of regulation. Right, like how far is too far? Cults are very legal?
Welcome.
So what if...
Got a selection.
What if you're sacrificing,
What are you
like, people? Or what if there's a comet that's about to arrive in a couple years and you decide that everyone needs to drink some very specific Kool-Aid? But it's a religious thing. What if you blend beaver... I think it's just a matter of how far you go. So you can... You know, you gotta stop yourself. You gotta stop yourself just before you get to the beaver or the comet point, I think. Vinny, it's not okay to kill people, but it is okay to ruin their lives, apparently. No, that's interesting. What we don't know is, cult has such a negative connotation, and this may sound like I'm trying to start a cult, but I swear it has nothing to do with that. But what you don't know, what we don't hear about, because it's not as interesting, there probably are several cults, maybe many more than several cults, that are actually positive and have helped people and actually make people very happy and don't ask them to do weird sex things or weird, like, Kool-Aid things. Then they aren't cults. Wait a minute, so what would they be called? If they're helpful? That's a club, not a cult? Got it. See, now this is good conversation. I like this chat. This is very good chat. A cult is defined when it attempts to benefit off of people and harm them. Oh, like a pyramid scheme. I remember when, pyramid schemes came around a couple times. There was the, acai drink. It was like acai wine. And people were selling the fuck out of it. Ashley, you a fucking gangster. Yeah, acai is like some kind of berry that supposedly has like extreme health benefits, but there were like dudes going around selling it and trying to recruit other people to sell it. And their business model looked a lot like a pyramid, but they would be like, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's more like a triangle. And I knew people that did it. I had friends whose like parents did it, and they were like really annoying with it. Well, you see, it's more of an inverted funnel. Another specific part of a cult is they try to isolate you from your friends and family to ensure you're only able to rely on the cult support. Can't get out easily. I see. Well, again, I would recommend watching Wild Wild Country, which is the documentary on that fucking, Rajneeshi cult. Fuck am I supposed to do here? So, very interesting, topic, but yeah, the acai thing was very, very annoying, and it was, like, again, everyone was trying to get people in on the acai thing. And it started out with like, oh, you should try this, it's very good, it's good for your health. And then later it was like, well, you know, you can make a lot of money if you start selling it, because that's how you make money, you know, you can sign people up for stuff. So that they can, you know, get a sign-up bonus, and then you can get a sign-up bonus. So, it just got really, really silly, and it tasted like shit. So no one wanted to do it, and people just ended up losing money. Except for, like, you know, 35 people. At the top of the, inverted non-triangle. So you almost got into a pyramid scheme? No, 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 this was when I was younger. This was like, I was 17, 16, and no, this wasn't, anywhere near related to me. It's just people I knew. Wow, you really did just have to shoot the engine. Also, wasn't there a movie called The Midnight Meat Train? Was that Don't Tell Us the Titles of the Porn You Watch, Please? No, no, it's a real movie. It was like a thriller. It was supposed to be a serious movie, like a horror movie, where this dude is on a train. I think it was Bradley Cooper. I remember... I don't know what made me think of it. I think the truck made me think of it, because I was thinking of calling the truck the Meat Wagon. But... I remember seeing the preview for that in the theater. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an actual, like, prank being played on the audience. Or, I thought it was like a Snakes on a Plane type situation. At least Snakes on a Plane kind of delivered. Had snakes. They were on a plane. I wish they went a little further with it, though. Hey, goddammit, Ashley, just give me a second. Jesus. No. I guess she didn't have a second. Here on the Midnight Meat Wagon.
I'm leaving it to you.
Just shoot them, Ashley. Lol. I like villains that have a point. Villains that you can think about their motives for a little bit, and then say to yourself, you know what, maybe. Probably not, but I get it. That to me is an interesting villain. So, you know, if Wesker wants to, like, remove everybody's head because, you know, he's got a good reason for it. I'm all ears. I want to know what the reason is. I don't have a specific reason, but I'm sure someone has a good reason why everyone should be loosened from their body, their head. Because you are your head. If you're anything, your head is you. And you are your head. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, please email me at this web zone. Some villains just like to fuck people up. Well, you have different motivations. Wasn't there like a tier list of motivations at one point? And, you know, you have villains that are relatable and have a point. Villains that want revenge. Villains that are just like Skeletor, you know, who are just evil for the sake of being evil. You know, I'm not a big comic book guy, as I always say, but one of my favorite villains of all time is Magneto. It's not really even fully a villain most of the time. Okay. Well, I was just...
After all, you and I both know where we come from.
And that's it. That's it. Game over. That's the end of Resident Evil 4. They didn't develop after this.
Why don't I introduce you to it? It should keep you busy.
Can't remember the name, huh?
Cousin It.
A senior moment, perhaps.
Oh, enjoy the fun.
At least Sadler's got a good sense of humor about it. You know, he's laughing. He laughs on the outside, but inside he is crying. Sadler is the furthest evolution of Sponge. If you just put a mustache on Sadler, you would have Sponge. Sadler. After the movie Entrapment came out, this laser thing was in like every fucking game. Vinny, this seems more stupid than the boulder. It's a little stupid. Yeah, no, you're right. No, it's stupid. You like how they just turn off? Sell some plants? No. Not, dude. I might need 10 full heals.